In this video, you are going to learn what Claude Skills are and how to use them in the best possible way. Skills is a brand new feature inside of Claude, which are repeatable, customizable instructions that Claude can follow in any chat. You might be wondering, what is the difference between projects and skills? Projects in Claude allow you to add custom instructions and add files. With projects, you add context, but the issue is that you can only access that context within a project. But with skills, you can be in any chat, in any project, and Claude can reference those skills. So it's going to, for every chat that you send, see if there's any relevant skills and then use those skills. Before we jump in, I want to give a quick plug to the Vibe Coding Daily newsletter that I've put together. You can subscribe for free using the link in the description. If you want to stay up to date on everything going on in Vibe Coding, you'll get a newsletter every morning sent directly to your inbox covering all of the latest in Vibe Coding from the leading companies like Claude, also Lovable, Replit, OpenAI, etc. So click the link and subscribe for free. Let's jump in. You're actually creating your skills. There's a couple ways to do it. First, you can literally use Claude to chat and create a skill together using the creator skill. And you can ask me what the skill should do, so we can do that and have a chat. And then you can also find skills that other people have created. So here in this GitHub repo, we can see there are skills that other people have already put together. For example, for development, front-end design, it instructs Claude to avoid AI slop or generic aesthetics and make bold design decisions. And then you could download the skill and then add it to Claude. So that's one way of doing it. Or we can go here and let's chat together with Claude, and I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. And we'll do a similar maybe front-end design capability. So let's say I want a skill to generate really bold and unique non-AI looking front-end designs. Okay, interesting. So it says that's a great skill, but I already have a built-in skill for this purpose called front-end design. It is specifically designed to create distinctive production-grade front-end interfaces. So it could show me what the existing skill can do or create a custom skill that differs from it with specific design philosophy. So I'm going to say, let's create a custom skill that differs from it. I want it to always have the brand colors, blue and black. So let's say that is like something that we want for our custom skill. We have a brand that we specifically want to have specific brand colors. So we can see it's reading the skill creator guide to understand how to build a custom skill. And this is where, this is like, as we're building a skill, you can see how it uses skills. And here it's also reading the existing front-end design skill. Now, I think this might just be like a default skill that Claude has because so many people want to design that it just has that by default, because I didn't see it in the settings as something I can even turn off. That was, unless I'm missing something, let me know in the comments if you know where I can find that. But here now it's creating a new skill.markdown file with the blue and black brand colors and distinctive approach. So we'll let it go through and create this skill. So here we go. We have the skill.md file that Claude created. And you can see it is quite detailed. It has the brand color system, design philosophy, typography rules, visual techniques, motion interaction, things to not do, has an execution checklist. So this is basically instructions that Claude can pull up and then use as context. Now, when you're building or using AI, context is so important, and Claude understands this, Anthropic understands this, and that's why they've created skills in this way. So what's nice is here in the app, you can either just download this MD file or copy to our skills. So if we click copy to our skills, it is going to automatically go into our skills and our settings, and I'll show you what that looks like. So now if we go to skills, under your skills, branded front end is there. So you can click on it, see what it looks like, and try it in the chat. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll click try in chat. Hey Claude, can you make something amazing with my branded front end skill? And let's say make it a landing page for a website that sells mugs. So just to make it a little bit more specific, but remember, because it's reading that skill, it is going to include the brand colors that we wanted, blue and black specifically, and then also should just have a general good and bold design that doesn't look AI generated, because we included that in the instructions as well. In this prompt, we specifically asked it to use this skill, but in theory, Claude is supposed to be reading your messages as you send them and kind of using the context to decide whether to use your skill or not. But it never hurts to include something like this if you know you want to use a specific skill. Now, what's cool and what I'm going to show you next is you can stack skills. So we could have it use the branded front-end skill, but then also have a skill about the type of copywriting that we want to have. And then it can stack the skills together. So then you could use them together or separately. So that's what we're going to do after we see what this website looks like that it creates. And here we go. We have our landing page. Actually really good. I really like this landing page that I created. And this is a combination of using the skills and also using Opus 4.5, which is, in my opinion, the best coding model, especially for design right now. It created a logo, a name for the mug company. It has just like really nice animations and designs. It used that blue and black design style that we wanted. And if we go down, we can see we have like the types of mugs, which is kind of cool that it created different like styles of mug. I don't know how I think it must have created like SVG files for each of these. If I click shop the collection, okay, so that's just a link, but it is not going to anywhere right now. But really nice design that it created. I really like that. So next, what I'm going to show you is how to stack skills and take this to the next level and just kind of get a little bit more advanced with skills. So I'm sending a prompt off to say, I want to create a new skill that is for copywriting. I want the copy to match my brand style of Old English writing. So this is very specific. I want to have it be that Old English writing style. So when we use it, it's just really obvious that it is being used. Of course, it would be, if you are using this for your own company, you could have it match your brand style and then share a bunch of examples of what your brand writing style is. But this is just a fun example that I think will be fun to play around with. So again, we can see it's kind of meta. It's reading the skill creator guide and it's understanding what part of the guide that it needs to read to actually create the new skill. So now what's interesting is before it actually creates the skill, it's asking some questions. So it wants to understand the brand better. So what type of copy will we be creating? I'll say website copy. When you say Old English, can you clarify what you mean? There's actual Old English, Middle English, Shakespearean, early modern English, etc. A stylized, ye old aesthetic, decorative, evocative. I'm going to say that one, the last one. So I want people to be able to read it. I'll say no example phrases, but it's interesting that it would ask that because that's helpful. No specific words to avoid. So this is what is also powerful about the skill builder tool inside of Claude, because it actually has the ability to ask you questions and clarify what you actually want, which is just going to give you a better result in the first skill that it creates without you having to go back and forth as much after it creates it. So it created the skill. We can read it real quick, but just generally it has some really detailed instructions on how to change it to the Old English that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and copy this to our skills. So now we have two skills, the specific design skill and the copywriting skill. So I'm going to show you how we can stack these skills together. So now I'm just sending a prompt that says to build a landing page for a website that sells flowers. Use both the branded front-end skill, design skill, and the copywriting skill. So this is where you can stack the skills. And this is what makes skills so valuable. And you can stack 5 skills or as many skills as you need to do what you need to do. So it's reading both of them. It has both skills. So it's going to now create it with that branded style that we want and have the Old English copywriting. So let's see what it actually creates. So here we are, we have our new landing page and it looks similar to the previous landing page we created, which makes sense because it used the same specific brand guidelines. But what's different is now we can see the words are in Old English. Blooms of noble birth, artistry most devoted, swift passage unto thee, with more specific Old English written below it, which is pretty funny to see. And yeah, it did it in the exact same kind of design style because we used that same skill. So hopefully that shows you now how you can stack the skills together to create more complex workflows, but then also be able to potentially use them separately. So let's say, you were just writing marketing copy. You didn't need to create a landing page as well. You could just use the copywriting style, which we could test out actually real quickly. For example, you could say, I need 5 headline ideas for my website, which sells shoes. Use the Old English skill. Looks like there might be an error here, so it's resent it. And here, it's reading the Old English copywriting skill. So it's only going to have to use that one skill now to give us results. So it's reading it, it's going to understand the context, and then here we are. This is so powerful and is going to save you so much time because you can create skills for every part of your business and then have agents that can work with you inside of Claude. And as I mentioned before, this is just the Claude web app. You could use it similarly in the desktop app, but then you can also use it inside of Claude Code to give it access to your computer and files and take everything to the next level. So there's even more that you can do. This is just scratching the surface and giving you the overview and basic understanding of what Claude Skills are. I know I was confused when I first saw it of what the purpose was, how is it different from projects, what is the use cases. So hopefully now you understand the basics of how Claude Skills work. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel to get even more content like this. We're going to be diving deep into Claude and Claude Code over the next couple months. So if this is a topic that interests you, you're definitely going to want to subscribe. And click the link in the description to get our free daily vibe coding newsletter. It's a 2-minute newsletter every day. We curate the most relevant news about vibe coding so you can save hours scrolling on X and just get it right in your inbox every morning. I highly recommend checking it out. So click the link in the description to grab that newsletter. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.